Hey gang, and welcome back to the channel. A big proponent of the Second Amendment needs our help, so I'm going to work to get this video out as fast as possible, so heads up. It might be a little messy. Perfection takes time, and time is not on our side with this one. Also, we have Liberty Baby because Liberty Dad is out getting the last of the supplies for my garden fence, so Liberty Baby necessitates messy. This video is brought to you all with the help of Blackout Coffee Company, who has always supported this channel and the Second Amendment, which is more than I can say about the NRA in this video. Please consider checking them out at blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll and take a peek at their selection of coffees, teas, hot chocolate, mugs, and veteran care packages. This story, I found this one completely by accident when researching indie guns for a Connecticut lawsuit video where basically the state is entrapping gun parts companies. Being that the company in this video is on a deadline, this video is coming first, and you guys are just gonna have to keep an eye out for the Connecticut video. Indie Guns is named in that most recent lawsuit, but the Connecticut lawsuit is likely inspired by one previously filed by New York, which is the topic here. New York is going after Indie Guns and went after a few other parts shops for selling 80% kits and, quote, supplying New York with ghost guns. But that's not what they're really after, because they offered to settle with the companies in exchange for getting these shops' customer data so that they can go after individual customers. Well, guess what? All of those other shops took the deal, and Indie is the only one that refused. And now, because of it, they're in trouble. According to a post on their Instagram, New York attorneys are laughing them off, refusing to help, saying that only criminals buy 80% kits. And better yet, Indie contacted the NRA and was told the same thing. You know, part of me really wishes that I could say I was surprised. But frankly, I'm not. Indie Guns is Florida-based, veteran-owned, invokes the very spirit of the Second Amendment, and the NRA has turned them away. But the NRA isn't just turning them away, because without counsel, Indie will be forced to turn over all of their customer data. So the NRA is turning their backs on the gun owners of New York, too. Here is a brief timeline of the events so far. The saga started last year when Attorney General Letitia James, who we all know by now, filed against Indie in both state Supreme Court and New York City filed in Manhattan federal court. In June, they got served a secret federal grand jury subpoena, which is super shady. It required Indie, from Florida, to show up in New York court 2 weeks later with all their customer data, or else mail it to the Bronx DA's office. They wanted payment info, addresses, social security numbers, the whole works. Indie's privacy policy and disclaimer on their products flat out says they do not keep this information. James also filed an injunction to get Indie to stop selling and shipping all frames, receivers, and kits to New York addresses on the basis that the company was selling upper parts such as triggers. She also held a press conference with the mayor of New York accusing Indie of peddling in death. Then New York offered the settlement. In August, other companies started bending the knee, agreeing to the settlement and sending their customer information. This included Rainier Arms, ADP Builder, Armor Ally, and Rock Slide LLC. Indie is the only company named in the lawsuit that said no and sent a counteroffer to stop selling to New York City residents and cooperate with law enforcement if law enforcement could pinpoint specific suspects and specific non-possession crimes for tracing, which is pretty reasonable all things considered. In return, they asked that New York dismiss the case. I think you can guess what happened. In December, Indie's counsel withdrew from the case. The courts then told Indie that because they're an LLC, they can't appear in court without a lawyer. The courts have also been creeping Indie's Instagram, citing specific videos about destroying customer data or else changing practices to not collect it. It seems that Indie's transparency around the lawsuit and their dedication to the gun community is why their lawyer withdrew. Around the same time, Buffalo also filed a lawsuit against over a dozen manufacturers and retailers, including Indy. So as you can see, the trouble is piling up. The deadline to send the judge new lawyer info in order to be included in emails, phone calls, and be able to appear in court was today, March 23rd. Posted to their Instagram today. Sorry guys, tried my best. Today is deadline to notify judge who will be representing me at the hearing on March 27th, 2023 at 4 p.m. The past 2 weeks, I called over 40 attorneys in New York. Without a doubt, all of them support gun control, said ghost guns were bad, and strongly advised I settle and turn over customer data. I called over 20 gun shops throughout New York State, hoping anyone could refer a two-way attorney. No luck. And most, if not all, supported the new law banning 80% receivers because, quote, only criminals were buying them. Spoke with Tom King, president of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, president of the NRA Foundation, and member of the NRA Board of Directors. Phone call took place yesterday and lasted 41 minutes. Mr. King advised that I was wasting my time looking for a New York attorney and that the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association and the NRA would not help legally. The call did not end well when I pressed Mr. King about those in our ranks turning customer data over to the government and law enforcement agencies. Hung up on me? I will address that conversation in a separate video post. This is my final desperate appeal to any attorney out there that can file a notice of appearance on my behalf. If I can't find an attorney, then I lose by default. That basically means because I didn't show up for the game, I lose, and that's a shitty way to lose. Everything New York City is asking for, they will get. New York City wants customer data, and the judge will now issue that order because I have no attorney that will object to the request. Since I don't have the data, New York City will now try to go in the back door and get it from the credit card companies, e-commerce platform, payment gateway, and merchant provider. The intel New York City wants is customer names, residential addresses, and invoices that specifically shows what items the customer ordered. Again, this is my final appeal. Please, I need an attorney that will file a notice of appearance on my behalf. Thank you. I don't know if it is too late to help, but I will get this video out as fast as Liberty Baby allows, and hopefully someone somewhere can get this guy some help, as right now he's the only thing standing between gun owners of New York and the tyrant boot. That's it for this one, guys. Please share this out to anyone you know. The more eyes, the better, so we can hopefully get this guy somebody. As always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and as always, happy shooting.